Hi, this is Bill Kearns from Blue Kernel IT. This video is a quick presentation on CSS3 and some of the new features that CSS3 has enabled web designers to utilize. Here I have my project, my default ASPX page, and my site.css. In the past, there's really not a lot of distinction between CSS and CSS3. You still use a .css file. Some of the distinction comes in as browser developers. It has a lot to do with the browser client. Implement newer versions of browsers from Internet Explorer 5 and on to Netscape 4+. Different features were supported. They're slowly supporting CSS3 and HTML5. So there's multiple versions of multiple browsers. Really the best rule of thumb is to notice these prefixes. You use /moz for Mozilla Firefox, /webkit for Safari and Chrome, /o for Opera, /khtml for Conqueror, and /ms for IE. So one example of that, I'm using the hover attribute, which is here. So this CSS rule selector reads the icon style class, which when the hover attribute is active, any children span get these styles. So if you notice here at the end, the CSS3 rule is border radius. So once all browsers support CSS3, the only thing you're going to have to add would be border radius. However, in the meantime, to support multiple versions of each browser, you'd want to write /moz /border radius /o /border radius, and so on, so that the rule renders correctly in all browsers. So that's one new feature of CSS3. Another one that I've done for demonstration purposes, this CSS rule is commented out. It's very similar to an access node predicate in XSLT. Here I have a div, and CSS3 added kind of a method or a predicate to the selectors you're using. There's really quite a few of them. This one is the nth child, so I can choose a number to put in here, and this rule reads that the second child of any div element is going to have a background color of red. So here's the current page, and I'm going to go ahead and uncomment this out and save my file and refresh my page. And here we see this rule ended up affecting these two areas. So there's really a lot of new functionality. Another one that I like is the even and odd functionality, where you can choose any element and run the method even or odd, and it'll apply that rule to the even or odd elements of the children of a div or element. So in the past that was really difficult to do. Another new feature is the font. Here I have a new font rule. It's font face, and I have a font family, SF New Republic. So I've installed this font on my operating system, which in this case doesn't matter. In the past, for you to use a font on a web page, you would have to explicitly tell the user to download a font. There would be a pop-up, etc. CSS3 allows you to put a font right next to your style, scripts, pics. There's a new fonts folder. This font, I downloaded 500 free best fonts. This particular one came with all these different versions for italic and bold, etc. I'm using the regular version. So you use this CSS selector font face. It's special, and you have to use the font family property, use the name of the font, and then you use the source property and supply the URL to where you have the font file in your browser. You can use .ttf fonts or .eof fonts. Different browsers support different versions. So the example of that is I'm using Windows 8.1 and IE 10.0.12, and it does not render this font. It does do the CSS3 rule, but not the font. Here's Chrome, and it does render this font. So I tested my page on a VistaBox yesterday on IE9, and it did support the font. So we're at the mercy of the browser developers on that one. But these are some of the new CSS3 features. They make the web design a little more streamlined, easier, and more robust. So thanks for your time. This is Bill Kearns from Blue Kernel IT. Take care.